Hello, friends of Blaze Off Empires. I bring you a game in which we make an impressive return of game, or as they say in English, comeback. As we see, I have a disastrous start. Our opponent is Jcristian, a very experienced opponent who will not leave any kind of mistake. As we can see, I start exploring with my villagers around my urban center. I wanted to make this tactic new, to save myself a market. You could use it as a new strategy to your range of possibilities, since in one way or another it has worked for me, without leaving the production of villagers in the urban center. I build my first market next to the food and next to the wood, this to make the collection of these resources much more efficient, and save me that initial wood that is spent at the beginning of the game in the markets adjacent to the resources. I also start to create a lot of villagers and food, which is somewhat counterproductive and efficient. Why? I simply have not spread my villagers distributively to my resources, to generate resources evenly. Although to compensate for it, I make my economic improvement of wood in my urban center. This possibility allows me to collect 50% faster my resources in wood. I'm also starting to build my first archery. I create some archer skirmishers and skeleton archers to start scouting around me. I also use the right side button, which allows me to select all my units and also divide them so that they can efficiently collect my resources and food, as they tend to remain very accumulated and get in each other's way. We maintain our constant line of archers. In truth, the archery is a fundamental building for the skelestians, because here are born the skirmishers, elite combat units of great versatility. These troops stand out when facing low-caliber units of the enemy. When they reach level 3, with a proper micromanagement, they become almost unstoppable. We also added our food economic upgrade that allows for faster collection of this resource. Remember, economic upgrades are necessary. Exploration is also necessary, since in some way we learn about our terrain. We have a confrontation in which we use our buttons to divide our army and attack it efficiently. The micromanagement is very important in Blaze Off Empires as well as in other RTS. Blaze Off Empires is characterized by having a good micromanagement and having ideal buttons for the micromanagement of units. We also saw a tower over there, which is not recommended that we go over there, as towers in the early game annihilate our units. We also continue to reinforce this part of our units to avoid surprises. Oh no! We have a devastating surprise attack on our economy. By carelessness, we have no way to defend ourselves because our units are far away, and it is very possible that they will lethally lower our economy. It is always important to defend our collection zones well, because they can kill our economy and lose the game. As we can see, our enemy has restricted our gold, which is vital for us, Without gold, we cannot grow our units and upgrades in our library. It is a smart move to block your enemy's resources with towers in the early stages, because as we have said, well-positioned towers in the early stages of the game are lethal and can significantly slow down our progress. It is also essential to keep expanding, because if we get stuck with military buildings, we will not have enough response to react to other attacks. We also use level 2 skirmisher upgrades to make them stronger and cause more damage. We are also constantly building them to respond to a large-scale attack. Also, our towers are lethal to him, and that is why he decides to retreat. We also apply all the military improvements in our library to make our soldiers more powerful. We also start doing damage so that he cannot get too close to us. And we also need to destroy those towers to advance. If we destroy those towers, his game is moderately lost, because in a way they are a defense, because he is not taking out expensive units in gold to do against our cheap units. We also make use of our micromanagement to make disasters in advance. I also start taking out more units to create a stronger offensive that has a constant support of units. He reinforces his towers, but we have weakened his ranks. It only remains for us to accumulate a large number of armies to make disasters again in those towers and make him spend more resources. We send our war ghosts to be able to do some damage to their economy. He intelligently does the same technique to us, but his damage is minimal. We found his food. We can do great damage here. If you are enjoying this intense game, like and subscribe. This fight is close. It is very even, but micromanagement plays in our favor. In fact, micromanaging some units to attack their units, others to attack their archers, and others to attack their tower makes an efficient and robust defense since we attack 3 different flanks. We started to put pressure on his economy, making him retreat. His defense concentrated in this place has no more units, so it is a mistake. He could have put more military buildings and continue multiplying his defenses, but he has made this fatal mistake. As we can see, our skirmishes are quite powerful against buildings. Surely he has not developed the improvement of its buildings, so it is easy to collapse. That is why it is important that we improve our structures. And that's how we took back a game in which he had our resources, but we managed to turn it around, making him pay for his weaknesses. It is always important to analyze your opponent, what units he has, to know what the counter units are and to face them. Usually, he would have built bombs to blow up our army so that we would have important casualties. In future videos, we will deal with these issues. As he sees that we are going to attack his important source of food and what he decides to surrender. Good game, Jcristian.